Hello, everyone. We're just going to get started. I was just reviewing introducing myself, getting a feel for everyone in the room. Today, we're going to be doing a training all about how to schedule a client consultation. Can you guys in the chat box or anyone attending this training right now, can you let me know? Put a one in the chat box if you have gotten a booking, maybe you got in your first inquiry, maybe you haven't made your first booking yet. Let me know if you feel like any of these people up here. Like Sally says, I have my first booking, but what do I do now? Steven says, how do I stop people from ghosting me? Susan says, I feel confused. I need a better booking process. 1111. No bookings yet. That's okay. After today, we're going to learn how to master that process. One, okay, good. So this is exactly how I started as well. Today, we're going to be covering how to talk to clients, how to set up the consultations, do's and don'ts during the consultations, and then some more tips. Getting started, and you guys feel free to take some pictures of these screenshots along the way. But setting up the consultation or receiving your first travel inquiry, anytime someone reaches out, no matter where the client comes from, whether it's social media or in person, get into the habit of your very first response being schedule a time to meet with them on the phone for a few different reasons. One, this is going to weave out the window shoppers, the people who are like, oh, okay, cool, you're a travel agent. Can you do this for me? As you grow your practices, you're going to learn that you're not just a quote generator. You are a service provider providing personalized services. So you want to have a practice, just like estheticians do, doctors do. And in order to have that practice, you have a booking procedure. So, uh, first step is schedule a time to meet with them on the phone. This also sets your business up for success because that shows that you're the one who keeps the ball in your court, or this is you showing up for your business. So let's say that someone reaches out to you on Instagram or Facebook, TikTok. Most of the time, or sometimes, they're gonna randomly text you and they're gonna just brain dump a bunch of information. They may say something like, hey, Victoria, I have a family, or my family wants to go to Walt Disney World for 6 nights. They'll just brain dump all the information, right? No matter what they say, this is always my response. I'll say something like, hey, Sally, thank you so much for reaching out. I would love to help plan your adventure. In order for me to create you the adventure you're looking for, I will need a little bit more information. Let's schedule a consultation so that I can gather all of your important travel details, requests, and wishes, essentially everything I need to begin my research. I have availability on Wednesday and Thursday at 12 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Which time works best for you? Now we're going to break this down a little bit. I understand maybe some other leaders may say this is too much, but I feel like that this gives a personalized approach. Yes, let me make it a little bit bigger. Is that better? So we're going to break this down and how to create it, or how I created this. Take a picture. Thank you for reaching out. I would love to help plan your adventure. In order for me to create this, I need a little bit more information. So we're going to offer 2 times available. Just like we do with the other side of the business team building, 2 sides available. This is how you're going to keep the ball in your court or keep that posture. So you'll say something like, I have availability on Wednesday at 12 o'clock p.m. or Thursday, 4 o'clock p.m. Which time works best for you? After that, they're going to say, let's say they select 4 o'clock, or even if they say that they're not available for those times, but they're available on this time. You'll narrow down a time that you're best available. From there, you'll keep it short and simple, something like, sounds great. We're all set for Thursday at 4 o'clock. Looking forward to helping you plan your next adventure. From there, you're going to want to prepare for the consultation. So, meaning be ready to prepare to fill out your travel inquiry form. That's going to be my first question to you guys. Do you have a travel inquiry form created? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you do, and a 2 in the chat box if you don't. Cheryl 1, Alexis 2, Rhonda 2, Maxine 2. That's okay. Thank you guys so much for sharing because that's what I'm going to show you, and that'll be your homework for this week to get created. Marlene 2, Lisa 2. Okay. So, A travel inquiry form. I'll show you guys a quick example of mine. Reach out to your travel mentors. They most likely have one created as well. I know Perla has a specific training on how to create one with Google Forms. A travel inquiry form is essentially what you use to properly qualify your client. There's some travel agents who don't need a travel inquiry form. They can just do everything off the top of their head. But when you're first starting out, especially if you have no experience in the business, a travel inquiry form is what you're going to use during a consultation. So before we go any further, I will pull mine up. And I don't know if Perla's in here. I was going to pull hers up as an example as well. I probably won't. But there's two ways to create a Google form. One way is, or a travel inquiry form. One way is Google Forms. This probably takes about 15 minutes. I started out with Google Forms. If you want to pull up Perla's training, someone might drop it in the chat box. She does have a training on how to create one. It takes about 15 minutes. I use JotForm. This is a little bit more personalized, so you can have a little bit more control features on it. And I like the colors. Marlene said I downloaded a cruise inquiry form. Very similar to that, yes. Thank you so much, Perla. Perla's going to put hers in the chat box. Use these as examples. If you are going to use them, please don't share them to a client because if you share it to a client, we're going to be the ones to get the booking. This is exactly what we review when we are getting on the phone with the client. So, step one, make sure you have your travel inquiry form prepared. I'll quickly go through. Let's look at Perla's. I'll show you mine too, but I know mine's a little bit extra. Perla's, again, this probably takes about 15 minutes. Oh no, this is her extra one as well. Okay. She's using Travel Joy. So that's another CRM, but when you're just getting started, Google Forms is another way. You'll start off with the contact information. Gather their first name, last name, email, phone number. Then you're going to go into everything that you're going to need to begin your research, right? You want to get a good understanding of the vacation. So while you're on the phone with them, you'll ask, what are you going to be needing quoted today? All inclusive, cruise, where would you like to go? Essentially, this is where you're going to gather all the important travel details that you need to begin your research. We call this properly qualifying the client. When you properly qualify the client, you're going to have less time and less stress on your research. Now, after you have the travel inquiry form created, for those who don't have it, make sure that's step one. And then scheduling the consultation. During the consultation, you're going to be going over this travel inquiry form. Remember that this is your time to build that relationship, that professional relationship. They're coming to you for a good service. So be kind, casual, and with the confidence of being the best travel advisor for their vacation. So typically going into my consultation, I'll say something along the lines of, Hi, Sally. We'll have our consultation, right? And I will text them an hour before. So at 1 hour before our meeting, I will text them, Hey, Sally, this is Victoria. Friendly reminder, our meeting is in 1 hour. Can you confirm you're best available? Most of the time, they'll say yes. If it's a client who is a repeat client, maybe they'll say that they need to change the time, whatever it is. They confirm that they're available. And when we're officially on the phone, I will say, Hi, Sally, this is Victoria. How are you doing today? They say, Great. I say, Wonderful. So glad to hear that. I'm excited to begin planning your next adventure. And then they're like, Yeah, I'm so excited too. So I say, Our consultation won't take long. The purpose of this call is for me to gather all the important information I need and to get a good understanding of the vacation you're looking to receive. Are you ready to begin? They'll say yes. Then, of course, this is where we go over that form. While you're going over these forms, here's some don't forget and do's. Let them know that you will find them the absolute best pricing for what they're looking for. Of course, also be on time for your appointments. Keep posture. While you are properly qualifying this client, make sure you're there setting expectations. So if you go through this travel inquiry form and they're reviewing with you that they have a family of 10 going to Walt Disney World, they need flights, hotel stay, theme park tickets, and they want to keep it under $500 per person. They want to go for 2 weeks too. They want to keep it under $500 per person. This is your time now to set those expectations and let them know and say, hey, remember that you are asking for a 12-night adventure to Walt Disney World for a family of six. We can be magicians and we can help a little bit, but we can't be total magicians. So that's where you set those expectations with them. That way, as you begin your research, you're doing your job and returning to them with accurate pricing. And then along the way, while you're in this travel inquiry, don't be afraid to ask questions that are not on your travel inquiry form. Anything to help your research. So, for example, if you are working on a Disney vacation, I know in the standard land inquiry form that I believe is Marlene was talking about, there is not a Disney section on there. But if you're working on a Disney vacation and you know that there is a promotion available, or if you know that they might want to do the dining plan, this is your time to ask those questions, even if it's not on your travel inquiry form. Anything to help you better your research and provide them the exact vacation they're looking for. This is your time to also be personable, shine as their dedicated travel professional, like an elevated service that they're receiving. It's your time to build trust. Explain what you do, what you're here for. So you are here to be their travel advocate every step of the way. Here to ensure they get everything they're looking for at the best price, with the best service, no scrolling on Google, waiting on hold, etc. Um, this is important is before you get off the phone. Three things I do to add a little bit more personal touch. Ask if there's any questions that they had for me. I thank them for choosing to book through an agent or booking through me. And then I will make sure to schedule our next consultation. During this call, remember, we're just filling out the travel inquiry form, so I'll go over mine a little bit more too. I'll gather their name first, their phone number, their email, and then I'll also ask like, what are they looking to experience? Maybe they'll tell me their destination right here. My goal with this travel inquiry form, I have it created that way they can put the information they want, they can hit next. But then once they see that they have to go through all of this, they're going to be like, no, I don't want to do that. So they'll go back and actually schedule the consult with me and eliminate that first step that we reviewed. But no matter what, it ends here. And this is where I will gather everything I need. Celebrating anything special, how many travelers, how many adults, how many children. Are you flexible with the travel dates? When are you looking to travel? This section is for if flights are needed, so we'll go over flights. I'll look over what their most preferences. Do they want a specific airline choice? Do they need transportation? If they're cruising, this is the page I'll fill out for cruising. If they're going to an all-inclusive resort, again, we're going to gather every little detail that I need to provide them what they're looking for. Do you want an ocean view? How many people is it going to be? If it's for a Disney vacation, do you want to stay on property, off property? How many times have you guys been there? That way I know how to better guide you. For the budget part, this is what I put in here. And I will say this is also, I used from Perla's when I was first starting my agency, so it's going to be very similar to hers. I have your budget is very important. Your budget, your price point. This is where you set those expectations and you review, make sure that everything is within that price point. So if it's a couple of two and they want to go on a Caribbean cruise for 5 nights and they say that their budget is around $8,000, that's great. I let them know there that that's a comfortable budget for me to work with, and I'm excited to begin my research. Um, yes, absolutely. Let me share it here. Just remember to make a copy. Now, also, so going back to our slides, we go through the travel inquiry form, we gather everything, along the way, maybe the client makes a joke about their dog. We're building that relationship. Before I get off the phone, I'm making sure that if there's any questions that they need me to ask, I thank them for choosing me as their agent, and then I schedule the next consultation. The next consultation, so typically my turnaround time is about, I will say, like if our original consultation is today, I will say, okay, great. Let's schedule our next consultation. Are you available on Friday? I typically give myself 3 days to do my research. If you are someone just starting off, or if you are working on a group booking, make sure that you dedicate or give yourself more time. Don't take on a booking that maybe has like 10 people and say, okay, this will be back to you within 24 hours. You definitely will need a bit more time creating that proposal for them and making sure that everything's accurate and right. So then when it's time for that next consultation, right? This is some very important tips, so make sure you write this. One, again, I'll text the client 1 hour before the consultation. So I'll say something like, hey, Sally, this is a friendly reminder of our scheduled consultation starting in about 1 hour to review your next adventure to Florida, Disney, Hawaii, wherever they're going. Can you please confirm, will 6 o'clock still be a good time you're best available? They'll say yes. Wonderful. Looking forward to meeting with you soon. Very important, if there's anything that you learned from today's training, is prepare your email or prepare however you're going to send the travel proposals, but do not send it until you are on the phone with your client. I feel like that this was one of the biggest things I learned in how to close every single booking. Do not just send over your work before you are on the phone with your client. Even if they got on the phone with you during the discovery call, make sure that you do not send over your proposals until you're on the phone with them because this is going to help decrease your chances of them ghosting you. I also forgot to mention, going back to the original consultation, this is where I will review a professional service fee. So if you decide to incorporate a professional service fee, this is where you would review that. I have a professional service fee of, depending on the vacation, it's about $50 per person, or if it's a honeymoon, it's $75 per person. Going into 2026, I do plan to up that a little bit though. And this is where I'll review that we don't have any contracts, but in order for me to lock you in as one of my VIP travelers and dedicate the services your vacation deserves, I do have a professional service fee and we'll manage that together. Now, when we're reviewing the proposals, right? When you incorporate a service fee, one, that's going to help them show up for the proposals. Like it's putting a little bit skin in the game for them. So they're like, okay, I paid $50 for this travel agent services. Now I'm going to show up and I'm going to see what she did. That's why I also make sure that you are on the phone with them. And when they get on the phone, this is something I even have to tell myself is take it slow. You're gonna, same thing. Hi, Sally. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. Awesome. So I'm very excited to dive in and review your vacation to Hawaii. If you can pull up the email I just forwarded over to you, and then they're going to take a second to pull it up because you waited until you got on the phone with them. And when they pull it up, typically, Halia just hosted a training about this yesterday on how to create proposals. Marlene asked, when do you collect the fee? During the original consultation. I will not begin any research until that fee is collected. But then as I'm creating the proposals, right, that's a whole separate training. Halia just did a training yesterday on how to create them on Canva. I know some of us use like TravelJoy, Turn. Let me see, review. In my email, I lay it out to where I have proposal one, proposal two, proposal three. So when they're on the email, I'll take it slow and I will physically review each travel proposal with them. That's it. It's not to be overcomplicated. It's literally just uh, sharing all the work that we just did. So, for example, proposal one would probably be something like a cruise. I will take it slow and I'll say, all right, I've created you a cruise adventure to Hawaii. It's 7 nights for 4 adults. You are going to be enjoying 80% off Second Sailor. Lead with the savings. And you're going to be hitting on Honolulu, Waikiki, right? Just taking it slow, reviewing everything. After you review your proposals, hear out their thoughts. see what they liked, see what they didn't like. If you have to go back to the drawing board, that's okay. I know some agents like Nikki Lowe, she does a training where if she needs a fourth, she'll give a fourth proposal for free, and then the fifth one, she'll charge another service fee. So that's some more travel agent business things that you can learn about too. But the main goal of this consultation is delivering all the important information. Emphasize the savings, emphasize the experience that they're looking for, and then also make sure you hit upon the deposit option. That's going to give some urgency. A good tip is also during this consultation, be prepared to book, meaning in the other tabs, have the booking portal up, have the card authorization form already prepared, just in case in the event that they're reviewing these proposals and they're like, oh my gosh, Rhonda, I love proposal two. This is amazing savings and only a $98 deposit. Take my card right now. And that way you're able to just lock in the booking over the phone. I'm gonna pause here real quick. How are you guys feeling? Has this been helpful so far? Do we have any questions? Maxine, my signal is unstable. When do you say that you charges the service fee? The service fee would be charged during the original consultation. You can call it like a discovery call, consultation. This is where you're meeting with the client, setting the expectations of how to work together, reviewing their vacation that they want to go on. And you can say something along the lines of, how do I that's a separate training, I will say. If you want to incorporate service fee, I don't want to bring it up a whole lot. That is a whole other training, but it'll be during the original consultation. I'll say something like, if you decide to move forward with working with me as your child professional, research will begin after the payment is made. Ron asked, when do they sign credit card authorization form? Great question. We're going to get into that just a little bit more. Perfect. Awesome, Krista. Okay. Does the credit card authorization form have to be returned and signed before taking the payment? Yes, we're going to go over that just a little bit. This has been great information. Are you able to share a PDF of this training? Yes, ma'am. I'll put it in the group afterwards. Okay, awesome. So now, let's say most of the time after you have that consultation where you're delivering the proposals, I do have clients who say, oh, they have to talk about it with their husband, or maybe they just need to find a baby, like that they really like proposal two, but they just need to confirm that they can get a babysitter for that weekend. So I will let them up. I'll say, okay, no problem. Take some time to review these proposals. Just remember what we've talked about before is to remind your clients that pricing is subject to change until time of booking. So this is when I will mention that. I'll say, no problem, take your time. Just keep in mind that pricing and availability is subject to change until time of booking. We'll check in within the next few days. And most of the time they check in with me first and they're like, okay, I'm ready. Or if you need to check in with them, you check in with them. So if they are ready to submit a deposit immediately from your original consultation, be ready to fill out the card authorization form over the phone. Do we know where to find the card authorization form? I want to make sure that everyone does. If you don't, that's okay. Please let us know in the chat box. That way we can point it out. Perfect. Okay. So let me pull it up here. Your card authorization form is going to be in our travel cafe. Or if you have a CRM, I know some CRMs do. Um, go here. So you pull up Travel Cafe. And this is where you'll find it in forms. Sorry, my computer's a little slow, but it'll be right here in forms. This is good to make sure you have prepared before the consultation. Um, if not, it's okay to do over the phone as well. But when you pull up the card authorization form, you'll see at the top is where you put your important information, so like your travel, and then I will usually fill it out for them. So that goes back to this consultation. Whether they are during our consultation that we're reviewing the booking, or if they need some time and they get back to me 2 days later and we're like, okay, this is the final booking consultation, I will make sure I have the card authorization form mostly filled out. The only things that is not filled out is the confirmation number and the lines that they have to fill in. We do have a training on that if you need like a visual walkthrough as well in our Facebook group. But you're gonna gather the card authorization form over the phone. So they're like, you know what, Tammy, I am ready to lock in this adventure. Let me give you my card number now. Okay, great. Let me just fill out this card authorization form. This form protects both you and I as your travel professional. And in the event that we need to have a cancellation and use your travel protection, this is what we provide for that. So this is like my green light to make your booking. You do the card authorization form together. Then after the card authorization form's filled out, that's what I typically say along the way. I'll be like, this is like my green light to go ahead and make your booking. Go ahead and make the booking and then end the call with something like, congratulations, Sally and Steven, you are going to Hawaii. Thank them for choosing to book their adventure with you. I will be forwarding you your booking confirmation. That's something that you do within like an hour or two after the consultation. When you are ready to submit another payment, we will schedule another quick consultation to manage it over the phone. And if you have any questions or new ideas, please don't hesitate to contact us. From there, very easy, simple peasy. They hang up the phone and they can go about their day. And this is where you send that follow-up email. I don't think you have to text them again, but I'll just send that follow-up email with all the instructions and you're great. Let's say from the consultation where you're reviewing the proposals and they say that they need some time to think about it, this is what you'll do. Hear what their current thoughts are before you get off the phone. Hear what their current thoughts are. Do they like something? Do they not like something? Just find what the hesitation is. Remind them that pricing and availability is subject to change until time of the booking. So make sure you try to schedule the next consultation. So, for example, if they say that they like proposal one, but they can't submit a deposit today because they're waiting for payday on Friday, schedule the next consultation for that day. Try to not make it be more than 2 to 3 days. And then if they haven't checked in with you, check in with them. When you're on that booking consultation, same thing, review all the travel details thoroughly, slowly, because pricing may have changed. Make sure everything's correct. Fill out the card authorization form, submit their deposit, and then follow the steps above. Congratulations, you're going to Hawaii. Thank you so much. Send the booking confirmation, and then they're there. We're going to go over some last tips, but I see the chat box here. Do you scan the mostly filled out card authorization form and email it to them to finish filling out or have them scan and email back to you? No, so I will have it, like I'll type it up. Honestly, what I do is I have an original one, and then every time I go to use it, I'll duplicate it and delete the past information. So I will have everything filled out, meaning like there's a line that says vendor, package. I will fill in every line except for the ones that they have to. And then from there, I will send it to them through text and we'll manage it together over the phone. It is a little bit tedious, especially with like the older crowd. They may need a few minutes. And that's okay. That's where along the way I'm building that personal relationship. We're talking about like someone else may be in the background making a joke, and that's where you're doing the service for them. Do we have any questions so far? I'm going to give some more last minute tips. Here's some last minute important tips. Remember, important thing is as soon as someone reaches out to you, and whether it's through Instagram, in person, and they say that they're going to Disney and they need this. The first reaction is to get them on the phone. When you get them on the phone, you're filling out that travel inquiry form. Before you get off the phone from that travel inquiry form consultation, you're scheduling your next one. And that's basically where you're turning in the proposals. Like you have work to deliver, you're presenting those proposals. From there, you have that consultation, book it. If not, the next one is a book. So it's about 2 to 3 consults. Do you fill out the form on the computer or do you do it by hand? I fill it out on the computer, but I do know that there's some agents who do it by hand as well. Here's some last tips for your consultations. Remember that vacations are supposed to be fun. We have a really cool work. We're here to make it fun, stress-free, seamless for them. And then I have a know before you go consult with my clients, especially if they are planning like a year in advance. So we'll have these first 3 consults, discovery call, reviewing proposals, booking, and then once they're closer to their vacation, we'll have a know before you go consultation. I just like to do this because I want to make sure I thoroughly prepare them for their adventure. This is me giving them that extra personalized touch, and I want my clients to be able to just give me a call, which they do. I have these one repeat clients who will just give me a call when they're at the airport and tell me that they made it home safe. I'll get to the questions in just a moment. Let me finish this here. Um, don't be afraid to ask for pictures or review. This is great for testimonials. And this is what I was saying is that your goal is to build lifetime clients. So it's not just like one and done vacation. Your goal is to elevate every adventure that they do. So if you have honeymooners who come to you, that's great because guess what? They just got married. They're starting a new life chapter. That means most likely in the future, they're going to have family adventures and they're going to need a family travel agent. So that's your goal with every adventure. If you're working on a group cruise, and you have to meet with one of the cousins or the mother-in-laws, have a good consultation with that mother-in-law or with that cousin because they'll remember, oh my gosh, Sally, wasn't your travel agent like so helpful? You know what? I could really use her for my next Disneyland vacation. And then lastly, if you could do something nice for your clients, that's always something good, especially if this is like a once in a lifetime vacation. Like if someone came to you for a destination wedding, elopement. I had one client who this was like his last trip. Like he was not doing good health-wise, and like they went on a Disney cruise. So I got them edible arrangements. You could also do some things like in the cruise room, in the hotel room, some nice little gifts for them. Maybe like I've seen some travel agents do like a care basket of like $10 items before their flights. The main purpose is also remember as you're going into these consultations is that you want to hold the posture as the professional travel agent, their best local travel agent. This is someone who's trusting you with their hard-earned vacation. They want to make sure that they came to the right place. So you want to sound knowledgeable, professional, kind, and just like how if you were to go to like an esthetician or a nail salon person, right? You can go to them and you trust them that you would come home with really nice nails or really nice hair. Same thing here. Maxine asked, do you fill out the form? Oh, man, you create everything in Word. No. So the card authorization form we are given from Archer. I'll go through it right now if we have some time. Card authorization form right here, English. So it's going to be in your travel cafe and then forms. This is how you'll download it. So prior to the consultation, let's say I have a booking consultation at 6:30. At 6 o'clock, I'm coming in here and I'm putting my business name, my business address, all of my information, and I'm filling this out. If they're booking a Royal Caribbean cruise, I'll put Royal Caribbean, the departure date, the contact names. And then I just leave the card signature for them. While we're on the phone, I'll gather their billing address, their address. That way I can just send it to them. They just have to fill out this line, and these two check boxes. And then they send it back. And every time, literally, I say that's my green light. So I'm like, okay, we can go ahead and make your booking now. Let me check over in Facebook. How are we doing? On a scale of 1 to 5, how confident are we feeling with our next consultation? Yes, I love to see it, Rhonda. Thank you so much. Yasina, 4. Keep up the great work. I've been seeing you make your bookings. Tammy says 5. Love it. Okay, awesome. Shana says 4. Do we have any questions that I can help you guys with? Marquette says 5. Awesome. Okay, good. Good. Let's go get those bookings. I'll go back here. So I will share these slides, this recording and the slides in the Facebook TK group. If you guys have any questions, please don't feel free, or yeah, please don't be shy. Feel free to comment, reach out to your mentors as well, and we're always here to help. Lexus says 3. Okay, good. Awesome. Absolutely. You are so welcome, guys. Take care, have a great night, and I'll see you on other trainings. Bye, guys.